Ripple! Haven't done anything on Ripple in a while, and always lambasted it with great gusto, to the disappointment of many Ripple fans. Lots of antsy comments in the YouTubes, but now things are better for the Bankers coin. So for all those that said you were wrong, I'm afraid we weren't inaccurate. We were accurate on the basis that we had an inverted HVF here, and we said that it would trade at 3.5s. That was way up when it was at 10, and in fact we got our first inverted up here on a much lower time frame, way up at 19s. That led to overperformance to the downside, then a little bit of churning, all trying to hold the 10 level, by the way. So you would draw your key level of significance. That's what we do here on the HVF community. The key level of significance is a 10, and you ended up with an axis that was even lower than that, and as a result it died at that level. I'm going to make it a spotty one because that's how it is, but that was your key level of significance, 10. Try to hang, broke down, made second interim, rallied back to the funnel, down, died, and eventually made that target. And because it was a large one in a downtrend on this time frame, it actually overperformed quite substantially. And other smaller micro targets, of which there was one here, not so much on this Poloniex exchange, you got funny wicks here, but on others we had smaller setups as well that ended up making their targets. So I'm afraid to say, those that called us out, that was a good call, and it was the long run short, and we were regularly taking shorts on it and accumulating some Bitcoin during this period on the down leg and over here. In and out, not staying too long in it. It's dangerous, but it was one crypto against another, and there was that final fall away, a lot of it being driven by Bitcoin strength. Since then, pumpity pump, and taking back some ground. So I'm going to take you from the daily time frame right the way through to the 40-minute, 45-minute time frame, and it's been a lot more interesting for Ripple for those that are on the long side now. We've actually had a number of setups. I'm just choosing to cover this now for the first time in a while, but it did have an impulsive move. This whiffed of continuation, and you got a continuation move, but first it tempted you in early and then let you down. So, you know, it's been a little bit of a faker and then fizzle. But now it's becoming more consistently bullish. That was the eventual continuation, but there were some that at this point thought it might be a break up at that level, and it faked you in, only to weaken again. But now it's kind of playing a different tune, and this is where we're at. So I'm going to give you a take on HVF method on Ripple, and I'm going to give you an idea of where it's going, and this is free, and this is typical of what we do on HVF method. In fact, all our guys are in earlier, so this is coming free view to you. You are getting it late, but it's free. So that was that long-term key level of significance up there. In fact, there it is. Sorry, apologies. The 9879. I was looking to get that to sit on the 10. Now we're on a smaller time frame. I might just be able to get it accurate. There we go. Almost. There you go. All the 9s. That was that key level of significance. So what's it done? It's set up again. Very, very low vol here. I had a little attempt to get away. Very low vol. Actually ended up having a dip again. Another one of Bitcoin's moments of strength. But then quickly recovered. We've got our funnel over here. You can find out how we do that and why on there, and you can see that we had a nice grind line under it, but it was consistently strong, and we broke and we made the first interim, and then we had a pullback. What's that pullback structure in the form of? For those in traditional technical analysis, you'll recognize this as a falling wedge. You can see the buying along the wicks, and you've actually popped out of it. You can get a return move down. It might even trade a little lower, but broadly speaking, it's typically longer run continuation. It shows that the buyers haven't gone away entirely. They're just nibbling their way back in. It's almost like a good money that knows of a good thing and is allowed to let all the profit takers chase it down and is ready and there to pick up some cheap coin on those hammer wicks. That said, it hasn't exactly ripped out of that rising wedge, so we may rest for a bit. We've done a fair amount. You've got to remember it's from its low to big break here. It was already volatile when it made the leg there. Strong again, that volume, that was your triggering event right there. There's your volume and pull back into the funnel. Little primer perfectly sat on our H3, which was there. Usually gives you a good idea that your key levels of significance right. So what do you want to know? You want to know that on this particular platform, Poloniex, it's 9443 is your target. So that's our call. You could have been long from way down these levels, from the 6s and at the just-in-time entry, as we call it, at the 7 dead. This was a key level of significance, 7. Remember the 10 up there and the 7 now. You could find yourself running through to the 10 and taking out that target, or just failing just before it or just through it, having a shooting star. So you could get slight overperformance here. We always expect to overperform. And on other exchanges, I can say the target is slightly higher. So this is one of the more conservative exchanges for the target. We do our draws across all of them so that we know exactly where we are in each of our exchanges. So that's something else we do in the community. If you want to find out more, go to themarketsniper.com. We have a final offer that'll end this year, 2017. We will have our new platforms starting to come in play, and 2018 pricing to reflect that. So it's a last gasp. Go if you want to come in and be part of that community and the WhatsApp groups. We're looking at a number of other interesting alts, and we've done some amazing total market cap analysis, and we know which way we want to bias and what's coming. So be part of that if you wish. Otherwise, just have yourself a good new year either way, and thanks for checking in with the channel, and share and rate if you approve, if it's been of some value to you. Otherwise, yep, see you in the new year on the other side of this, and happy crypto trading. None of this is to be taken as advice. Make your own decisions. All the best to you. Good night.